For fans of Heartland, this wasn't just another trailer drop. This was an emotional event. A moment that sent shivers down spines and left viewers staring at the screen, frozen. Season 18 ended with open wounds and heavy questions. Now, Season 19's trailer has stepped in, not to answer everything, but to stir the pot even deeper. The trailer doesn't start with noise. It starts with stillness. We see Amy in the stables, alone. No music. No dialogue. Just the creaking of wood, the soft breath of a horse, and a weight that feels thicker than air. Her eyes aren't just tired. They're searching. That moment isn't just about a character, it's a signal. Season 19 isn't picking up where Season 18 left off. It's pushing forward into uncharted emotional ground. Right after that, the trailer explodes with flashes, Jack's hands gripping the reins as storm clouds gather over the prairie. Tim shouting into the wind. Jessica walking away. Lindy standing in the middle of the ranch yard, holding a photograph like it's her last lifeline. These aren't just random scenes. They're puzzle pieces. And each one is hiding something. Then there's Jack's voice. Calm, steady, but heavy. Sometimes, family isn't enough to hold everything together. It's a line that hits like thunder. For nearly 2 decades, Jack has been the foundation. The unshakable cowboy who could weather any storm. So when he starts to sound unsure, fans know something serious is coming. But here's the genius of this trailer, it shows just enough to make you feel the danger, without ever fully revealing it. There are new faces, contracts being signed, quiet arguments in the background. Who are these people? Why are they here? Are they connected to the ranch, or trying to take it? There's also an eerie sense of change. The camera movements, the tone, the color grading, it all feels familiar but heavier. As if Season 19 isn't just another chapter. It's a test. Not just for Amy, not just for Jack, but for every single person who calls Heartland home. And in the middle of that storm, one line comes through crystal clear, Amy's whisper, "We'll find a way." We always do. That line isn't just comforting, it's terrifying. Because if she has to say that, it means the family is about to be pushed to their limit. And that brings us to the heart of this trailer, the emotional weight. Every frame, every glance, every word feels like a warning. But what's it warning us about? What decisions are coming? Who's in danger of breaking? And who will rise stronger? Because make no mistake, Season 19 isn't just another chapter in a long-running show. It's a turning point. And this trailer made one thing clear, nothing is guaranteed anymore. Not peace. Not unity. Not even the ranch itself. This season is going to test the legacy of Heartland, everything it was built on. And for fans who've been here since the beginning, it's the kind of challenge that will either break the family, or transform them completely. But the trailer opens on Amy, and that choice was no accident. Her silence in the stable says more than any line of dialogue could. There's something heavy in the air, something unspoken. The camera lingers on her, longer than usual. She doesn't cry. She doesn't speak. But everything in her body, her face, her stillness, it's screaming. Amy has always been the emotional center of Heartland. Since Season 1, we've watched her fight through grief, love, motherhood, and pressure. We've seen her stand tall when everything around her was falling apart. But now, in Season 19, there's a shift. She's not just holding it together anymore. She's searching. The trailer gives us flashes, moments that almost feel like memories, or maybe even warnings. Amy staring out across the ranch, her hand resting on Spartan's mane like it's the only thing keeping her grounded. Her voice comes in quiet, almost as if she's saying it more to herself than anyone else, "We'll find a way." We always do. But this time, do we believe her? It's not that Amy is weaker now. In fact, it might be the opposite. She's older. Wiser. But that strength she's always carried, it's being tested in a way we haven't seen before. Not by a tragedy that's already happened, but by a future that's full of choices. And the trailer feels that tension. You can almost sense it pressing down on her. Will Amy finally take a breath for herself? Will she allow healing to turn into growth, not just survival? There's a moment, so brief you might miss it, where she's seen with Lindy, standing side by side as Lindy rides solo. No hands holding the reins. No guidance. Just trust. That's what Heartland has always done so well. The biggest moments aren't loud, they're quiet. And in that quiet, we see the truth. Amy might finally be ready to let go of the past, but the question is, what's waiting for her when she does? Is season 19 hinting at new love? Maybe. Or maybe it's something deeper. Maybe it's Amy rediscovering who she is outside of her roles as a mother, a horse trainer, a widow. That look in her eyes, the one that starts the trailer, it's not fear. It's possibility. But possibility can be terrifying when you've been standing still for so long. And Amy isn't the only one standing on shifting ground. Every major character in the trailer is surrounded by change, but none of them wear it more quietly than Amy. She doesn't yell. She doesn't cry. But she carries the weight for everyone. And you can feel it, that weight is getting heavier. There's also a deeper mystery hidden in her scenes. In one shot, we see a glimpse of an unfamiliar figure walking toward her. The face is blurred. The music changes, just slightly, but it's enough to spark suspicion. Who is this person? A new character? A connection from the past? The trailer doesn't tell us. It just leaves the door cracked open. That's the brilliance of this teaser. It gives just enough emotion to pull us in, but not enough to let us go. Amy's arc in season 19. If Amy's silence sets the emotional tone for the trailer, then Jack's voice shifts it. His line hits with quiet force. Sometimes, family isn't enough to hold everything together. That one sentence changes everything. Because when Jack, the ranch's unshakable core, starts to show cracks, fans know something serious is brewing. For almost 20 years, Jack has been the grounding force of Heartland. He's never been flashy. He doesn't fall apart. He stands tall, speaks softly, and holds the family together with grit and love. So why is he doubting now? In the trailer, we see flashes that hint at more than just tension. There's weather imagery, lightning flashing across the Alberta sky, the wind kicking up dust in the corral, doors slamming in frustration. The storm isn't just literal. It's emotional. And it's circling Jack. He's seen gripping the reins tighter than usual. Not just of a horse, but of control. That's always been his role, hasn't it? Keeping the peace. Holding the pieces together when everyone else starts to drift. But the trailer tells us something subtle and terrifying. This season, Jack might not be able to fix everything. Could it be a health scare? A burden from the past finally catching up? Or maybe it's something even harder to face, the slow realization that even the strongest anchors wear down over time. That's what makes his scenes so powerful. He's not shouting. He's still. But stillness doesn't mean peace, not this time. It means pressure. And then, there's Tim. If Jack is the steady hand, Tim is the fire that keeps threatening to burn the house down. And in the trailer, that fire looks dangerously close to raging out of control. We hear his voice crack with frustration. We see him raising it, lashing out. But then we see something else, silence. Distance. A moment where he turns his back and walks away from the house, alone, into the fading light. It's not the first time we've seen Tim struggle. He's a complicated man, always has been. Always trying to be better, but always pulled back by guilt, pride, and old wounds. But season 19 feels different. This time, the stakes seem higher. His scenes with Jessica are quick, too quick. A smile here, a flash of connection there, and then silence. Unanswered calls. Tension. And something far more unsettling, regret. We see it in the way he looks at her, like he's already losing her. Like he knows he's repeating the same mistakes, and still can't stop himself. Could this be the season Tim finally changes? Or is the trailer warning us that he's about to fall deeper than ever? And if Tim spirals, what happens to the rest of the family? That's the thread tying this trailer together: fragility. For all the strength we've seen in these characters over the years, Season 19 is teasing us with the possibility that even the most reliable people